Hey there, welcome back to Grave Echoes TV, where every whisper in the dark has a story. Tonight, I want to tell you about something that began subtly, almost unnoticeably, but grew into a waking nightmare. I call it the pillow that moved. My name is Evan Reed. I'm a software engineer, 35, living alone in a quiet apartment complex on the edge of town. I've always been a bit of a skeptic, never believed in ghosts, spirits, or anything remotely supernatural. That is, until 2 months ago, when I began waking up to something that never should have happened. It started simply. One Tuesday morning, I woke up and noticed my bedroom door was slightly ajar. I always close it before I sleep. Not because I'm afraid of anything, just habit. I live alone, and I like feeling sealed off from the outside world at night. So waking up to that door open a few inches was odd, but I brushed it off. Maybe I forgot. That same morning, I also noticed that my pillow was at the foot of the bed. I sleep alone. I don't toss and turn much. The pillow I use is memory foam. Firm, heavy, not the kind that just slips around. Still, I chalked it up to restless sleep. Maybe I kicked it down there in the night. The next night, I double-checked the door, closed it firmly, even gave it a little tug to confirm the latch. I fell asleep with a podcast playing softly, my usual routine. Morning came. The door was open again, and the pillow was no longer at the foot of the bed. It was standing upright, propped against the wall, like someone had placed it there. That was the first time I felt a flicker of unease. But again, I rationalized. Maybe it had fallen off, bounced strangely, or I'd sleepwalked. I never sleepwalked before, but stress does weird things, right? For the next few nights, nothing happened. I began to forget about it, until the following Monday. I woke up with the pillow on the floor. Not unusual, but it was on the other side of the room, near the door, like someone had taken it, walked it over, and set it down. I started to feel watched. That week, I set up a small motion-activated camera in my bedroom. I didn't tell anyone. I wasn't ready to admit I was getting paranoid over a pillow, but I needed to know. The footage the next morning was inconclusive. The camera activated at 3:27 a.m., but the frame was blurry. Nothing moved clearly, just a flicker in the corner. Like a shadow. It could have been anything. But the door? It opened at exactly 3:28. By itself. I watched the video 10 times. No wind, no vibrations, nothing touched it. The latch clicked open, and the door drifted. That night, I didn't sleep well. I kept the light on. 2 days later, I woke up with the pillow on my chest. I sat bolt upright, heart racing. It felt warm. Warmer than it should have been, like someone had held it. That was the first time I considered leaving. Moving out. But fear is tricky. It builds slowly. You get used to things. You tell yourself it's not dangerous, that it's just your mind playing tricks. So I stayed, and I made the worst decision of all. I asked for help. I told my friend Lila about it. She's a therapist, grounded, logical, the kind of person who never believes in anything without evidence. We met for coffee, and I laid it all out, the pillow, the door, the camera footage. She didn't laugh, but she gave me that look people give when they think you're spiraling. She said it sounded like dissociative behavior, suggested stress, loneliness, and even micro-sleep episodes. But when I told her about the heat of the pillow on my chest, her eyes narrowed. "Have you been dreaming of anyone being in the room with you?" she asked. "No," I said, "but lately, I feel like I wake up just after something was there." She nodded slowly and said she'd come stay the night, just to observe. Maybe it was all in my head, or maybe not. That Friday night, she brought a sleeping bag and set up in the corner of my room. She even joked about ghost hunting, but neither of us laughed. We both fell asleep around midnight. Nothing felt strange. But then, at exactly 3:25 a.m., I woke up. And I wasn't alone. Not just because of Lila, but because someone or something was leaning over me. It wasn't fully visible, just a shape, blacker than the shadows around it. A shimmer of something wrong. And it had my pillow in its hands. I couldn't scream. I couldn't move. Sleep paralysis. That's what I told myself. My body was locked tight, heart pounding, breath held. The figure slowly, deliberately, placed the pillow over my face. I tried to thrash, to shout, but my lungs wouldn't work. It pressed down lightly, not to suffocate, but like a whisper of control. A warning. Then it vanished. I gasped, sat up, and turned on the lamp. The door was wide open. Lila was gone. Her sleeping bag was there, unzipped. Her phone was still plugged in on the nightstand. But she was not in the room, not in the bathroom, not in the apartment. I searched the hallway, the stairwell, the street outside. Nothing. I called her phone. It rang once, then stopped. I didn't sleep again. The next day, she texted me. One sentence. Don't ask me what I saw. I'm never going back there. She blocked my number after that. I tried to get a priest to bless the apartment. He left before finishing the prayer. Said there was a presence there. Something older than anything he'd dealt with. He wouldn't elaborate. So I moved. New city. New job. I didn't take anything from the old apartment. Not even my clothes. But this morning, just 3 weeks after settling in, I woke up and my bedroom door was open. And the pillow? It was on the floor again, near the door. I haven't slept since. Every night I stay up, watching the clock, dreading 3:28. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it's attached to me. But I know this. Whatever it is, it's still here. And it's patient. Thanks for listening to Grave Echoes TV. If you wake up and something's moved, maybe don't just brush it off. Some things don't like to be noticed. But once you notice them, they never forget you.